don't know why y'all so upset about Derrick Jaxn. A simp is doing just what a simp does.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Taking Care of Business. The man who rules the world breaks in a brand new partner to help him take care of business in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Taking Care of Business at paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere.
There's a big controversy on social media regarding your Derrick Jaxn getting caught cheating on his wife. Now, your Derrick Jaxn is a very popular YouTuber and author of multiple books talking about how we need to care about the black woman, and he oftentimes makes excuses for black women from dysfunctional groups like swirlers and single mothers. And he oftentimes puts a lot of black women on pedestals to try to elevate them, even though those women are not wives or anybody who has earned any sort of respect. And all of these people on social media are shocked that Derrick Jaxn got caught cheating on his wife, but I'm not surprised because I understand the simp mind and I understand the simp paradigm. As the author of the book Stop Simpin', Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, and books like Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, I have studied this simp paradigm for over a decade. And one of the things that I know about your simp is guaranteed to cheat on any woman that he gets involved with. Now, your simp will go out here telling women what they want to hear about how he's going to be this good man, how he's going to go out here and do right by her, and how he's going to be better than the other man. And one of the things that most women don't understand about your simp is your simp oftentimes lies to not only to the woman, but he also lies to himself. And the whole thing with the simp is he gets the woman to buy into the lies he has not only told her, but he gets her to buy into the lies he's told himself. And as she's buying into these lies, believing that this man is a so-called good man, that's when she gets caught up and winds up getting played by this simp. Now, your simp, again, he will just tell this woman everything that she wants to hear, and he'll sit there and talk about how he's going to be this good man, how he's going to be better than the other guy, how he's going to care more than the other guy, and he's going to make a lot of big promises on the surface, but oftentimes when it comes down to the simp, he is not having a relationship with the woman. No, oftentimes he's having a relationship in order to get social currency with other people. So your simp will go out here and he'll tell a woman all of these things about being the good man, being the caring man, being the sensitive guy, but all while on the outside, as people are seeing him being this good and caring and sensitive guy out here, he's getting the attention of these other women. And those other women, as they're seeing him put on this show, they start throwing him play. And because your simp is not a loyal man, what the simp does is, because he's getting attention from other women, he then starts to entertain that attention he is getting from those other women. So when you have your simp out here, he'll talk about, oh, I'm this good man, I'm this caring man. And he goes out here and he gasses the woman's head up by giving her all of these wine and dine and giving her everything that she wants. And if she's a single mother, going out here buying her kids all the toys and taking them to all the places they want to go. Yes, he'll do this for a brief while, but what will happen is eventually he will start to see other women paying attention to him. And because, again, he's not really interested in the woman, he's interested in the attention he is getting from women, and he's interested in the social currency that he can get. What happens is those women start making plays for him, and what he does is he starts seeing that he can get more attention from other women, and what he does is he winds up cheating on the woman he made all the promises to. Because your simp, again, he's not interested in a relationship with any woman. What he wants to do, again, is get that social currency. He wants to be seen as this good man, but he actually is a worse man than the men he's putting down, because your simp, in most cases, is a hypocrite. Your simp will sit there and talk about how he's this good man, and he'll put on this good image, but in actuality, he's actually just as bad as many of the men he goes out here and attacks. And I'd say he's even worse than the men that he goes out here and attacks, because your simp goes out here and he tells lies to not only the woman, but he also tells lies to himself. And it's that whole world that comes crumbling down, because when people find out that your simp is nothing more than a liar, this is what really devastates a lot of women out here, because those women bought into this man's lies, they bought into this man's promises, and this man practically will go out here and promise a woman the entire world. He'll sell her this fantasy about being this so-called good man. He'll sell her this fantasy about doing right by her. He'll make all these promises to take care of her. And because this woman gets caught up in her emotions about this guy, what happens is this guy, when he cheats, it's like hitting her in the face with a full strength fist from a man. It's like getting punched in the face, because this man basically made all of these big promises to this woman, and now she's practically been devastated and knocked to the ground, because she believed that this man was going to do all these things that he said, and she believed that she could trust this man. And that's one of the worst things about dealing with your simp, is he will go out here and earn a woman's trust, and then he will wind up breaking that trust. And when he breaks that trust, that is the thing that hurts more than your Pookie and your Ray Ray, because at least we know what your Pookie and your Ray Ray, they were whoremongers and dogs all the way from minute one. But this guy, what he does is he puts on a friendly face. He talks about how he's going to do all these good things. He makes all of these big promises. And yes, he'll give a woman one or two things here or there. But in actuality, all he does is go out here and do the exact same things the other guy does. And then wants to go out here and talk about how how things are. He's the victim, because that's another part of the whole simp paradigm, is after he's caught cheating, he will go out here and make himself out to be the victim. And that's what the simp will do. He'll say it's all the woman's fault because she wasn't there for him. She wasn't meeting his needs. She wasn't going out here and doing what needed to be done. These are all the things that the simp does when he's caught. And he will go out here like your Derrick Jaxn did in his videos, making these babbling apologies and then talking about God and all of these other things. But that's par for the course with your simp, because everything about your simp is a lie, and everything regarding your simp is based on the lies he's told himself. So he's sitting there telling you, oh, how he's been victimized, how things have gone wrong. But when it comes down to this simp, understand he's always going to cheat, because that's just part of the simp nature, because the simp, again, is not in a relationship with the woman because he loves the woman. No, the simp is in the relationship because he wants social currency. And your simp is a hypergamous individual. So once he gets a woman in a relationship, what happens is those other women, they see him with that woman and they start making plays towards him. And then what your simp will do is because he's socially hypergamous, is he's looking to go out here and monkey branch to the next woman, hoping to level up socially with that next woman who has that better job, that better education, that better social circle, because that's what your simp does. And that's why many women out here who have been raised with logic and common sense by a father understand you never bring a simp home to meet your parents, because what happens is the simp will put on this very nice act. This simp will tell people what they want to hear. But if you don't have a father there to sit there and vet this dude, you'll wind up getting caught up in everything that this guy says, because he's telling you what you want to hear. But the dad knows this guy is just completely full of crap. And they will go out here and let you know, look, this guy, yeah, he's got this good job, he's got this education, yes, he's saying all the right things, but this guy is not what you think he is, because he's out here looking to go out here and cater to you too much, and he's not looking to do any sort of leading. Now, a man, when he's out here, he's looking for a woman who's going to be his helpmeet and his support, and he's looking for somebody who's going to work with him towards building in the relationship. So a man is looking for a partner who is going to work with him, but your simp, he's looking for somebody who will be there to take care of him, but basically he's looking for somebody who's going to be like a mommy to him while he goes out here and then does the things that other men and males go out here and do. So your simp, he really does not, again, he does not want a woman, he wants a mommy. And what he wants to do is go out here, he wants to do the dirty stuff that the whoremonger males do. He wants to go out here and have all the women, but he'll go out here and try to put on this facade talking about how he's a good man. But actually what he does is he does his dirt in secret, like I talk about in the Man Crisis about the secret world. And these simps, what they do is they go out here, they'll get a good woman, and what they'll do is they'll go out here and do all their dirt in secret, and then when all their dirt comes out in secret and it blows up in their face, then the woman is emotionally devastated, and that woman becomes extremely bitter and extremely angry at this simp. And these guys do more damage to women than any guy out here. And the reason why they do more damage is because these men create a world full of lies in their rose-colored reality. They string the woman up in their rose-colored reality. Then they wind up destroying that reality. And that because that woman has invested in this man emotionally, she winds up becoming emotionally crushed. And that emotional crushing is the thing that leaves emotional scars that leave that woman bitter and wind up with her angry at all men, because she bought into the promises and the lies that the simp has told. But any guy out here who understands what simps are, they understand that your simp is going to cheat on you. It's just a matter of inevitability, because these guys, again, they talk bad about these players out here. They talk bad about Pookie and Ray Ray, but actually they want to be Pookie and Ray Ray. They want to do the dirt, but they're too scared to go out here and do the dirt overtly. No, they go out here, do it covertly, and then they tell the woman that they're with all these lies to get her into their lives. And then what happens is they wind up creating many of the bitter black women you have out here, sitting up here cynical and angry. And that's the great irony of the whole Derrick Jaxn situation, is he sat here pandering to all of these bitter black women, but in actuality he just created another bitter black woman in his wife. But that's again par for the course with your simps, because your simps, they are the worst kinds of cheats. They sit there and again, they're hypocrites. They'll say, oh, I'll never cheat on you, I'll never do you wrong, but then they do this woman 10 times worse than any other guy out here, because this guy just gets you to buy into all of his lies, and he winds up again punching a woman in the face, because he talked about how beautiful she was, how sexy she was, how fine she was, and how no other man is appreciating her. But then he participates in the ultimate disrespect. And again, that's all part of the passive-aggressive nature of these simps. And I talked about this in a previous video where I talked about how your simp is always going to cheat, and that's why many smart women out here never get involved with a simp, because they know he's too good to be true. And because they know he's too good to be true, they know to avoid him, because they know that what happens with your simp is, one, he's going to cheat on you, and two, he's probably eventually going to become a beater, because again, your simp is a classic textbook beta male, and these beta males, they are just like females on the inside. Even though they are males, they act emotional like a female. So again, I don't know why people are so upset about this Derrick Jaxn going out here to cheat. If you had watched any of my videos on Simps or read any of my books on Simps, like Misadventures of Captain Save-'em or Manginas, especially if you read Manginas, you would know that your simp is always going to cheat, because your simp, again, he goes out here and believes his own lies, and the whole thing is he believes he's a good man, and then he goes out here and tries to find ways to justify doing his dirt. So a lot of people sit there and think, oh, I'm so shocked that this guy would do this. I'm like, no, I'm not shocked that he would do this, because I understand the simp paradigm, and because I understand the simp paradigm, I understand any woman who gets involved with a simp is going to get burnt like this, because when it comes down to simps talk a good game, but they play just as dirty as any other guy who is a whoremonger out here, because secretly he wants to be that whoremonger. Secretly he wants to call himself trying to be a player, but when he goes out here to call himself playing, he winds up hurting more people, because he's not honest and open about anything that he does, and because he tells worse lies than anybody out here, he winds up doing more harm than anyone out here. Because when you're dealing with a simp, again, he's coming from that position of submission. He's coming as a follower, but then what he does is, as he's pretending to follow the woman, he winds up going out here and hitting her so hard that she just winds up again becoming this bitter woman, because he made all of these big promises, and those promises never get delivered, and that's what leads to all of this damage. But again, I don't understand why people are so upset about your Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn is doing just what a simp does, and if you follow the simp paradigms I put again in my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, Manginas, They Act Like Men but They Act Like Ladies, Misadventures of Captain Save-'em, and Man Crisis, and Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, you will understand that there is nothing to this simp but a lot of heartache and misery. And that's, again, why a lot of women avoid your simps, and they have absolutely nothing to do with them. Now, if you want to learn more about why these simps behave the way they do, you can pick up some of my books on Amazon.com, such as Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, Manginas, They Look Like Men But They Act Like Ladies, which will tell you everything about the simp paradigm and why they cheat, Misadventures of Captain Save-'em, and Man Crisis, and Why 70% of Black Women Are Single. All those books will show you why these guys are the way they are, and you won't get upset when you hear the truth about those guys. And if you want to see me make more classic videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle, Vampires Stalk the Darkness of the Eternal Night. Get your copy of Eternal Night in paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com.